Hello and welcome to day 36 of the Corona Yoga Challenge. Today we are going to do some work in dog pose and in tree pose, but before we go ahead, please check my website here for health issues, safety stuff and other videos that you might like to enrich your yoga experience. If you want to start by coming, make sure that you've got a mat out, and if you want to bring yourself so that you're in all fours to start with. So a nice, long, comfortable all fours position. Then you're just going to start by easing out your back. So you're just going to follow the movements that your body would like to make. So they can be side-to-side movements, up and down movements, stretchy side movements, back and forth, just whatever your back would like to do right now. It's so important to just kind of listen in, feel the muscles of your back, and feel the alignment, and just notice what would feel even better, what would you really like to do, and then let yourself do that, obviously. And then from all fours we're going to bring ourselves into dog pose, but today what we're going to do is we're going to bring our knees and our feet really close together so you can still have your hands at a natural distance apart. We're going to start by sliding our hips forwards and back. So as your hips come back, can you get the feeling that as the hips come back towards the heels, that you're stretching into the soles of the feet, so they're beginning to kind of lengthen out and ease out, and the shoulders can move down. And then slide your weight forwards. Notice the tummy muscles as you bring your shoulders forwards of your hands. And then again, press into the hands, slide your hips back. Stretch gently into the feet. Just going to move myself back just a touch. We're going to come forwards one more time, so you can bring yourself forwards, and then with the elbows close in towards you, you can bring yourself down towards the floor. And then back up again. Again, stretch the hips back, lengthen out, get a nice length in the spine. So we're going to come up into dog pose now. So we're going to, with the knees really nice and steady and close, so almost the contact between the legs is getting us a feeling of the little bit of strength through the inner thighs and a lift into the pelvic floor. Just a kind of natural process of focusing on that area of the body. So from here, slide your weight forwards and back. As the hips come back towards your heels, press into your hands, lift up with your hips. Keep the knees just a little bit soft so we can focus on gently lengthening up through the tailbone. So we're going to imagine that we're taking our hips from one side to the other side. So we're going to stretch off through the sides of the waist and through the lower back. And then you're going to let your knees come down to the floor. You're going to rest yourself down so your head is comfortable on the ground. And breathe into the back of your body. And just take a moment here to just breathe, rest and be. And then we're going to have the option of coming up to do another dog pose, so if you would like to. Same thing, hands a little bit wide, knees close in together, elbows not coming out towards the side, but if anything, scooping in towards you so that they point back towards your knees. Same thing, sliding the hips back, press into the hands to lift up with the hips. You're going to come really nice and high through the balls of the feet, so we get a nice stretch through the feet. Lift through the tailbone, extend through the waist and through the arms, and then gently soften down through the heels so you get that lengthening out through the back of your legs. And then all the way up and onto the balls of the feet again, nice stretch out, and then knees come down to the ground and head rests down. So head gets nice and heavy, shoulders relax, body is easy. From here we're going to come up to standing, so we're going to come into a standing forward bend, so hands are walking back towards your heels. You're going to fold forwards, let your elbows rest onto your thighs somewhere, and then bend through your knees, lift it up through the pelvic floor, all the way up through your hands, bring your hands all the way up and overhead, and then down to your heart, let the shoulders soften. We're going to come into tree pose from here. So if you bring yourself to somewhere where you've got something so that you can take your hand onto a little bit of support. So you're going to take your hand onto the support if you would like that. You're going to lift up one knee, bring it up and towards you. And then you're going to let your knee come out towards the side, so it extends wide, and then back to the centre and down to the floor. I'm going to swap over to the other side now, so hand on the support, leg comes up in front, get a feeling of lengthening up through your standing leg, and then leg extends out to the side and back to the front again. Both feet come down onto the floor, settle your weight evenly, and we're going to come to your first side again. So hand on the support, your leg's going to come up and it's going to come slightly out towards the side. What we're going to do is we're going to take the ball of the foot in towards your inner thigh. So it's not that you're taking your heel in, you're going to take the ball of the foot in and you're going to keep hold of your leg, and either your hand is going to be on the support or you can let your free hand come up and overhead. So you're keeping the feeling that your ball of your foot is making contact with the inner thigh and you're extending the knee out and away. So really working on the hip area whilst we're doing this. You're going to bring your hand back onto the support if you lifted your hand, and then release your leg down so both feet are settled on the floor. We're going to come to your second side, so hand finds the support, leg is going to come up in front, and you're going to start to take it out to the side, and then you can direct your leg or your foot in towards your thigh. It might be that your foot is lower and you're working with the ball of the foot here, but remember not to push into the knee joint. So ball of the foot is making contact with the leg. Hand can come up and off the support if you would like. Standing down through the supporting leg to really get that lovely feeling of length in the body. And then active through the foot and the knee, so we're extending the knee away. You're going to bring your hand back and onto your support. You're going to release your leg down so both feet come to standing and both feet come even. Knees are going to soften again. You're going to fold forwards. Bend your knees enough so you can take your hands far away from you onto the floor. Ease the back out, stretch out for a moment. And then bend down through the knees. Bring yourself up again. You can stretch your hands all the way up and overhead. And then down to your heart. We're going to come to do a seated twist just now, or a kind of kneeling twist actually. So if you want to bring yourself, do take a block if you would like beside you, or something that can work as a block. When you've got a block you can sit onto it, which means that it takes the pressure off your feet. You can do this right the way up here if it's better for you. What we're going to do this morning for sure, is can you see my feet? We're going to bring the feet up. Let's do it here. So that the toes are tucked under. So normally we tuck toes under the back way, we can have the feet flat. This time we're just drawing the toes towards you, and then you're going to sit yourself back onto your feet if it's comfortable. And you just want to make sure that your feet are fairly close together whilst you do this. You're going to bring one hand across your body, other hand back of the waist. Gently expand round into the free space. Enjoy a nice easy breath while you're here. And then bring yourself back to the centre and over to the opposite side. Same thing, gentle lift through the tummy to spiral round with the diaphragm, round with the rib cage, soft with the shoulders, and long in the back of your neck. Bring yourself back to the centre. We're going to undo our feet now, so take your hands onto the floor, give your feet a nice good turn around, a little bit of an ease out. And then you can tuck your toes under this way if it's comfortable for you. Same thing, coming round to one side, ease out and round, and then to the other side. Coming back to the centre, hands are on your legs. You're going to choose, do you want to take your feet out, let them come really flat. I'm going to come back to the first one, but do the one that's going to feel good for your feet. From here, you're going to let your hands come up and overhead. You're going to settle your hands down and onto your head. And then you're going to gently ease round and into the open space. So it's a deep spiral from the hip you're coming away from, round to the opposite side of the rib cage. Bring yourself back to the centre by lifting slightly through the tummy muscles. Take an easy breath. And then to the other side. Same thing. From the hip you're coming away from, over to the other side of the rib cage. And then back to the centre. Let your hands stretch up and overhead, let your hands come out. Let your feet come out, give your toes a really good move around. And then we're going to do a little bit of breathing, so if you want to bring yourself to a comfortable position for you, so a position where you can be relaxed in hips and, well, mainly in your joints, thinking about where will the joints be happy, where will the lower back be supported. So we're going to do a little bit of Ujjayi breath or ocean breath. I was doing this with my class last week and we realised that nobody could hear my breathing, even if I did it really crazy close to the camera or the whatever this thing, the recording device. So I'm hoping that you can hear me. The sound is a little bit like the sound inside of a shell or a soft snoring sound. I still like to think of it as Darth Vader because it's really clear, the noise of his breath to me. It's done with the lips gently closed and it's just in and out through the nose if it's comfortable for you. And I'm going to do a couple of breaths that way. Here you'll see this is me inhale and this is me exhaling. If you're not quite sure, I'm going to try and do a sound file at some point to see if I can pick up the noise of this kind of strange breathing that is part of Ujjayi breath. And when that does happen, I will definitely pop it up so that you can catch it too. But it might take me a while because I might need a microphone and all sorts of gubbins which I've not got. So back to nice, steady, even breathing. Breathing in and out. So lips are just gently closed. In and out. As you're breathing out, you want to get that feeling of that little drawing back, so as the diaphragm starts to help with that exhale, so we're doing a nice full breath. And one last time. Come to normal breathing for you. Notice how your breathing is now after you've just done that. A little bit of yoga, a little bit of breathing. So today's challenge is a plant-based challenge. And my challenge for you today is go find a colour that you love in a plant. So it could be out in your garden, it could be on Google, book you've got, I don't know. And the plant I'm thinking of so much at the moment, but part of that is because of last week we're doing like a leaf you really liked. It's this gorgeous little octagonal leaf. And the octagonal leaf, it starts as this little point in the centre and from there it fans out. And so that the sides of the leaf are like this all the way around. It's a beautiful kind of light, it's a light, soft sage green, but it's quite bright. And because the octagonal leaf sits almost like this, in the morning it collects little beads of water. And the beads of water are so very, very bright on it. And it just kind of showers little bits of other colour onto the leaf. So it's really exciting for someone like me. It's true though. I just love those leaves. I was going to bring you one and then I thought, oh, but then I'd have to take a leaf off the plant and the plant's not going to like that. So I might take a picture. I might manage that. My quote for you today is from the Dalai Lama. Remember that the best relationship is one which your love for each other exceeds your need for each other. Remember that the best relationship is one in which your love for each other exceeds your need for each other. I hope you have a good day. I hope you manage to take a little bit of yoga into the rest of your life with you so that you manage to retain a feeling of calm and wholeness and maybe abject fury. That can be yoga too. It doesn't all have to be perfect. Anyway, I really hope you have a good, peaceful, happy, content day, and that if it's not that, that you really allow yourself to be very, very straightforwardly whatever you are today. Wishing you all the best.